What's up, everyone? I am the Kaiju no Kami from the Toku and Animation News Network, and this is going to be just a quickie recap of movies I've seen in 2024, and maybe a couple TV shows. This video is brought to you by the Kaiju no Kami store, Creativity by Design LLC.com/shop. You can buy all kinds of cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise. We've got t-shirts, notebooks, pens, water bottles, and a poster. Check it out, and thank you for your business. Now back to the review. So first off, we've got, well, Godzilla -1 minus color. Saw that back in January. Just as good as -1 was. The black and white was really cool in some bits and not so great in others. You can't go wrong with whichever version you watch the movie, but I think for this one I'm going to go with the color version as my default viewing. But the black and white one was really good. Alright, moving into new movies for 2024. Saw Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Not bad, not exactly great. Way too many characters. Characters from the last movie that felt like they were just here because they were in the last movie. But it was enjoyable. I kind of liked the villain. Well, the demon villain, the demon frost demon, that's what I'm trying to say, was a really cool villain. So, I enjoyed it. There were a couple cameos that were just like, okay, that was pointless, but it was good for what it was. Probably the better Ghostbusters sequel compared to others. I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. Let's go with a 7 out of 10. After that came Late Night with the Devil, which, oh my god, 10 out of 10 for that one. Right now, Late Night with the Devil is my favorite movie of the year. Oh my god. The movie was suspenseful. It was thrilling, really just so gripping. The acting was wonderful. The way it was filmed was stylish and interesting. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. After that, we saw Godzilla Kong New Empire, which is probably the best of the 3 Godzilla sequels they've done. Way better than King of the Monsters and way better than Godzilla vs. Kong. I know that for certain. Still not great. The human characters were kind of there just for exposition, so they still sucked. But at least there weren't like 20 million of them to have 40,000 different subplots with. They kept it more low-key. Kong was probably the main character. Godzilla had a few good moments, but ultimately it was a King Kong movie with humans just kind of there to exposit dialogue. And King Kong wearing Bumblebee was interesting. Following that was Monkey Man. It's basically an Indian version of John Wick. It was good. It was fun. It was plotless. It was pointless. It was just a basic run-of-the-mill generic action movie, but a fun one with some really great cinematography. Definitely worth a one-time watch. I wouldn't go beyond that. And then finally, for movies, there was Abigail. Abigail was really, really good. Very good vampire movie. Oh, I forgot to give ratings. So, Godzilla, Kong, New Empire, 7? I'll say 7 out of 10. Monkey Man, same, 7 out of 10. And then Abigail, which is basically Ready or Not with a vampire and done really, really well. There are a few parts of the movie that kind of dragged a bit, but overall, it was another good time, very suspenseful. 9 out of 10 on that one. And I love the little nods to the original 1931 Dracula with Swan Lake. That's all I've seen for movies. On the movie front, we have been watching the Fallout TV series. Have 2 episodes left. That's been spectacular. X-Men 97 has been so good and yet so frustrating at times, because X-Men 97 has a lot going for it, but then there's episodes that they like rush through the plots. There's like, you could have just, couldn't you have given like 10 more minutes to that episode, or split this up into a two-parter? But there's been a lot of great moments in X-Men 97. It really feels like just a continuation of the original series. Obviously, there's some new voice actors because older voice actors have died, and the older voice actors do sound much older. Just think of it as like kind of like Dragon Ball Super, where it's a continuation, voice actors old and new, but some of the voice actors do sound their age from the old series. But unlike Dragon Ball Super, this is actually good. There, I said it. Dragon Ball Super was not good. It had decent moments, it had one good arc, and then it just kept going until it finally ended, and now there's no point of even bringing Super back because Toriyama's gone. Just let Dragon Ball end now. Rest in peace, Toriyama. And so Fallout, X-Men 97, we did watch the final season of The Flash. I know it wasn't this year, but that final season was awful. It was 13 episodes. There were like 3 episodes that didn't even have Flash or Barry turn into Flash. There was an episode that Barry was only in the beginning and the end and not in between. It felt like the whole season had become the Lucille show. And it was boring. They didn't even bring back most of Flash's rogues. They brought back his speedster villains, but most of his rogues were not there. Where was Captain Cold? Heatwave? I mean, we had a reformed Pied Piper. Ooh. But they didn't bring back all their rogues. We should have had the frickin' rogues. Abracadabra never showed up. Dr. Alchemy never came in. But they brought the Megatron flashback. They had a horrible acted Red Flash Batgirl. I haven't watched Batgirl, but oh my god. That actress for Batgirl was atrocious with the overacting. Like, is that what Batgirl all was? Just overacting? Ugh. Flash's final season was a complete insult. And the final episode had some cool moments, but it was rushed. That final episode should have been 2 episodes long. But yeah, so Flash season 9. Such a shame that a show that started out so great went. But that's all I've got for this quickie report. I'm sure there's something I left out that I'll think of later, but oh well, it is what it is. As always, click like, subscribe, the bell notification, whatever else YouTube has you clicking in to support me. You can support me on Patreon, Twitter, and Bluesky at tokuaannetwork. You can support me on Facebook, Instagram, Discord, at Kaiju no Kami, and my website, creativitybydesignllc.com. And you can buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise at creativitybydesignllc.com/shop. There's also a link in the description below. Until next time, bye!